What is up, everybody? We are back here at King Film Sports for the Week 12 betting locks and game picks. And we have a wild week in store for you guys as we have 3 Thanksgiving games, plays on all of those, and then a few more coming on Sunday and Monday. But before we get into that, we have to look at a fantastic Week 11 for us. As on Thursday Night Football, Titans were just a better team, got plus 150 value, immense value there, so thankful for that. Falcons and Bears, we had the under 51, and it looked like it was going way over, but both teams slowed down the scoring, and then we actually got a push there, so kind of lucky on that. Then Washington minus 2.5. This one was so easy. Thought it may have been a trap line, but the Commanders were just way better than the Texans, so easy win there. Then Colts plus 9 against the Eagles. Should have won outright. I mean, they really choked that game in the end, but they played with the Eagles very well, and plus 9 easily covered. Then Raiders plus 130. Thought they might choke against the Broncos, but they end up coming back, forcing overtime, and then winning in overtime with a touchdown to Devontae Adams over the sorry Broncos there. Then the Vikings plus 110 at home was by far the worst pick, the only losing pick there, as the Cowboys stomped them 40-3. Was really over by halftime. I don't know what happened there. Vikings just got complacent off of that win against the Bills, and the Cowboys were angry. So we'll take that loss. Then Sunday Night Football, Chargers probably should have won outright against the Chiefs. Played very well in that game, but we're happy they covered the plus 7 points there. And then on Monday Night Football, Cardinals and Niners in Mexico City goes over the 43 points as the Niners win there. So we hit that, and that got us to plus 5.8 units in Week 11. That was our best week of the year in terms of winning, and total, we are now up plus 16.6 units. Great for the season. And the game picks as well. 103 and 60. We're up to 63% there, which is very good. Now we get into the Week 12 betting locks and Bills and Lions. I'm going to take the Bills minus the 9 here in Detroit. They were just in Detroit, and they played kind of a sloppy game against the Browns. They were kind of sleepwalking through the first half, and the Browns gave them the game in the second half. Only won by 8. But I think they come out here and play a lot better on Thanksgiving. I think they're going to tighten things up. And I don't know what's going on with Josh Allen and his elbow. I think he's fine, but he just hasn't been playing as good as he has been earlier in this season. But I think he'll get that going. Lions on a 3-game mini win streak. I think that comes to an end here because they've been playing some bad defenses. And once they face a real defense, I don't know if Jared Goff is actually going to be able to produce. So I think this Bills defense is going to play well in this one, and I think the Bills will win by multiple possessions, giving them minus 9 there. Then we get to the Giants and the Cowboys, 2-7-3 teams, but the spread is 9 points. Give me the Giants plus 9. I think you have the double bounce back factor, which I mentioned in the Vikings and Cowboys game. So you have the Giants, who came off an abysmal performance at home against the Lions. I think they have some progression to the mean here. I don't think they're that bad. I think they're actually a decent team. Not quite as good as their record indicates, but I still think if Daniel Jones doesn't play horrible against this Cowboys defense, and he can because the Cowboys can rush the passer very well, I think if he manages the game well, the Giants will be firmly in this one. And I think the Cowboys aren't as good as that Vikings performance indicated. Really wasn't even close after the first few drives of that game. So I think the Cowboys regress a little bit after that. I still think the Cowboys win, but I think the Giants will be able to keep it close on Thanksgiving there. And then we get to the night game where we have the Vikings and Patriots. Same logic here. Give me the Vikings on the bounce back minus 2.5. I think they'll play a lot better than that Cowboys game at home here on Thanksgiving. Kirk Cousins traditionally not good in primetime, but I think he's going to want to dispel some of those narratives. It's going to be tough for him against his Patriots defense, so I think this one's going to be kind of a sloppy slugfest. But the Patriots offense, I mean, don't even get me started on them. 3 points the entire game and then get bailed out by a special teams 80-yard return touchdown against the Jets. So this Vikings defense is legit. They're better than they showed against the Cowboys, and I think it's going to be tough for Mac Jones. So I see this one being kind of like a 17-10 type game, and the Vikings end up winning there on Thursday night. Next, we get to the Jets and Bears. No play on the side on this game, but give me the under 42 points. I just mentioned how the Jets, very ugly on offense, only gained 2 yards in that whole second half. Zach Wilson is just not performing as well as we thought he would. So they might be going to Joe Flacco or Mike White. So I don't think the Jets hit 20 points here against the Bears defense, even though the Bears don't have the best defense. And then Justin Fields day-to-day dislocated his shoulder, might not play in this one. Either way, I just do not think that the Bears will have that much production on offense, so give me this one to go under 42 there. Next game, we got the Bengals and Titans rematch of the divisional playoff game last year. Give me the over 43 points here. I just do not know why this number is so low. Sure, the Titans tend to sit on the ball, run the ball, tick the clock, but I think they're going to have to put up a few points here because this Bengals offense, even without Jamar Chase, they're putting up a lot of points. 37 against a pretty good Steelers defense. Titans have a similar defense, so I think the Bengals won't put up 37, but I think they'll put up at least 27 points here against the Titans. I have the Titans winning this game, so I think they're going to have to score a decent amount too, so give me the over 43 there. Next, we got the Falcons at the Commanders. And you guys know I've been riding the Commanders through this little hot streak that they've had. Remember, they were 1-4. Now they're up to 6-5. But this line just makes no sense. Give me the Falcons +5 here in Washington. First off, it's not a real home field advantage in FedEx Field. And secondly, I just think that these two teams are very even, and there's no need for there to be 5 points. I think the Falcons could easily win this game outright if they get the run game going. So give me the Falcons +5 there. There's just way too much value in that spot. Next, we get to the afternoon slate. Give me the Raiders +4 against the Seahawks. Seahawks coming off of a bye where they lost in the London game to the Bucs the week before. And the Raiders coming off the overtime win against the Broncos. I've been riding the Raiders for a lot this season. Hasn't always banked for me, but in this spot, they're getting 4 points in Seattle against Geno Smith and the Seahawks. I just do not believe in the Seahawks team coming down the stretch, and I believe in the Raiders a little bit more. Probably wouldn't be taking them if it was to pick them, but just that they're getting 4 points on the road here. I think Derek Carr and Devontae Adams and that offense will have something to say about that. I think they'll go on a little bit of a run here in the second half of the season, correct that record a little bit. So give me the Raiders +4 there. Then finally, we get to Monday Night Football, where we have the Steelers and the Colts, two very similar teams at this point in the season. Very ugly offense and decent defense. Give me the Colts here -2.5. I know this is a coaching mismatch between Jeff Saturday and Mike Tomlin, but I'm disregarding that in this one. I think as long as the Colts ride Jonathan Taylor on the ground, when they were just running the ball against the Eagles, it was working. But then they started passing the ball later in the game, and Matt Ryan is just not good anymore. He could not get it done. So if they rely on a passing attack, either of these teams, they're going to lose the game. Whichever team establishes the run better is going to win it. And I just think the Colts have the better running game. So give me them -2.5 here on Monday night. So with that being said, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on my picks down below in the comments. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.